This video was made possible by Wix. If you are ready to create a website, head over to wix.com/go/infographics to try out one of their premium plans right now. The good news for anyone born after the year 2000 is that studies in Denmark have shown that they will probably live to be 100, but that doesn't mean that the rest of us are doomed to an early grave. A clinical professor at Stanford University says, "What's holding us back are bad habits." So the secret to longevity has as much to do with what we don't do as what we do. Sure, there's a strong element of luck and genetics at play in the longevity game, but these are things we can't control. So let's concentrate on the things we can control in this episode of the Infographics Show, How to Live to 100. The Office for National Statistics show our life expectancies just keep on increasing. In 1981, a 65-year-old woman in the UK might be expected to reach 81.9 years of age. Longevity is something we all strive for. There are vitamin supplements, exercise regimens, medical procedures, and mind therapy techniques that all claim to make us live longer. There's a huge industry built around prolonging life. But how do we actually reach that wise old age of 100? In this episode, we've decided to research some of the proven methods of living a longer, fuller life, and we've noted some of the comments made by those who have made it over the 100 mark themselves. Today, we share their secrets and see how you too could live to be 100. Exercise daily. Now this is something that some of us find difficult to ease ourselves into. The secret is to find a type of exercise that you enjoy to the extent that it can be practiced as a hobby. Not everyone finds the gym to be a fun environment, but if you do, visit it regularly. Swimming is good if you hit the pool once a day or every other day. Or why not find a low-impact sport like badminton? Even power walking through the city beats driving a car or taking the train or bus everywhere. The more you exercise, the more your body and brain will reward you with those feel-good chemicals, dopamine and endorphins. So find the exercise that you enjoy and stick with it. New York City man Alexander Imich lived to be 111 years old, and before his death, he told NBC News that he stayed in good condition with a lifetime of healthy eating and spent many years swimming and performing gymnastics. 111-year-old Duranord Veillard still performed 5 to 10 push-ups every morning until his death on June 1st, 2018. Stress is a killer, literally. One good way to avoid stress is to find a hobby that you enjoy doing, or even better, find a job that you enjoy doing so much it feels like a hobby. Not every golf player will turn professional, but if you find out what your true passion is while still young, you may be able to turn that into a career. Otherwise, find a sport or activity that puts you in a relaxed frame of mind. It could be reading or even watching films. Find something that puts you out of your normal work routine and do it regularly. Also, try to have a vacation at least once a year and try to incorporate your hobby into that vacation. If you like walking, why not book a trekking trip in Nepal? Gertrude Weaver, who lived to be 116 years old, credited being calm and kind as the secret to her longevity. Treat people right and be nice to other people the way you want them to be nice to you, she told Time magazine in 2014. So relax, be kind, and don't sweat the small stuff. Or, as novelist Charles Bukowski said, find what you love and let it kill you. Stay connected, but with the right people. Emma Morano, who was the world's oldest person at 117 when she died in April 2017, explained that ending her abusive marriage in 1938 contributed most to her longevity. "I didn't want to be dominated by anyone," she said. Brigham Young University found that social isolation increases risk of death by up to 30%, while other studies place the risk as high as 60%. Psychologically, loneliness is linked to depression, anxiety, substance abuse, schizophrenia, and dementia. Not all lonely people are depressed or suicidal, but it is also realistic to observe that of those who are suffering from psychological problems, many list loneliness as part of the problem. Loneliness can have practical and circumstantial effects that might lead to one's demise. A lonely person may have a disease that would ordinarily be recognized if he or she were amongst a group of caring people. Or maybe a sudden health event like a heart attack or a stroke may go unchecked and nobody is there to rush the patient to the hospital. So, staying connected is key to a longer life, but make sure you stay connected to kind and caring people. Eat well. An apple a day keeps the doctor away, or so they say. Fruits and vegetables should be an important part of our daily diet. Emma Morano ate raw eggs every day and had fondness for cookies until she checked out at age 117. It's claimed Japan has more than 50,000 people over the age of 100, and this is often attributed to the country's low-fat, fish-heavy diet. Avoid fried, fatty food, and fast food should be a once-in-a-while treat rather than a daily diet. Get screened. A regular medical checkup could catch any potentially life-threatening diseases in the early stages. However, that said, Adelina Dominguez, who died aged 114, claimed to have never taken any medications and never visited a hospital in her life. Staying slim, not smoking, and being financially secure by the age of 50 could be the secret to living longer, according to a 50-year study by researchers in Sweden. Just 10 of the study group of 855, all men born in 1913, lived until their 100th birthday. All of these 10 were non-smokers who had kept themselves slim and fit and had low cholesterol and low blood pressure. They drank no more than 4 cups of coffee a day and owned their own house by the age of 50. Dr. Lars Wilhelmsen of the Sahlgrenska at the University of Gothenburg, who has been involved in the study for the entire 50 years, said, "Our recommendation for people who aspire to centenarianism is to refrain from smoking, maintain healthy cholesterol levels, and confine themselves to 4 cups of coffee a day." It was also noted during the research that those participants who lived to 100 years old had a mother who had also lived to an advanced old age. Get enough sleep. The average American gets 1 hour less sleep than they need. Sleep is important for neuron development and general cleansing of toxins. Studies have repeatedly shown that sleep deprivation can lead to serious health issues such as high blood pressure, heart disease, cancer, diabetes, and a general increased risk of mortality. Director of the Sleep to Live Institute, Robert Oxman, says the majority of research shows that a longer sleep time is associated with better health. Don't overdose on sleep either, as research also shows that those who sleep more than 9 hours a night also have a higher risk of dying, but this may be that excessive sleep is associated with other conditions such as cancer and depression. Generally, 8 hours of sleep every night is ideal. Drink a little alcohol. Agnes Fenton from New Jersey lived to be 111 years old and credits drinking 3 bottles of beer and a shot of whiskey a day for over 70 years for her grand old age. Although heavy drinking will probably lead to an early grave, study after study has shown that a small amount of alcohol each day does increase your chances of making it to 100 years old. Research presented to the American Association of Science suggested that moderate drinking of about 2 glasses of wine a day could contribute to an 18% drop in the risk of an early death. These results came from a 90-plus study group by the University of California who studied the lifestyle of people who lived to at least 90. But this is no reason to reach for the bottle and the corkscrew. Many of those who reached 100 years never drank a single drop of alcohol all their lives. To live to 100 years, everything, including alcohol, should be taken in moderation. However, before you pick up the corkscrew, an even bigger study published in the Lancet Medical Journal says 5 standard glasses of wine or 5 pints of beer a week is the upper safe limit, and 0 alcohol intake is the healthiest option. But all scientists agree that heavy drinking is not good for you. Here at the Infographics Show, we like to keep up with our good habits, and at the top of that list is using Wix for all our website hosting needs. Whether you're a beginner or an experienced designer, Wix has all the tools you need to make a great-looking website. You can customize any of their 500-plus templates and make them your own, or start from scratch with a completely original idea. Wix's easy-to-use layout makes designing a website a breeze. Go to wix.com/go/infographics or click the link in the description below and check out for yourself how easy it is to make a unique and stunning site that's perfect for you. So, how long do you hope to live for? And is there a secret remedy for longevity? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Also, be sure to watch our other video called What If There Was No Money and Everything in the World Was Free. Thanks for watching, and as always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you next time!